Right, so here is back of the neck finished. And so now it's time for us to start thinking about the nut and the saddle. In order to do that, we actually have to install our tuners because we're going to be using those to help guide our strings as we cut string slots and set action and things. So what I've got here is I've got a set of Gotoh tuners, Gotoh. These are kind of like their midline tuner here. So they look like this. I've got a good solid brass plate, but the spacers in here are pinned in. They're not solid to the plate, but it's a good thickness. They've got good action. This is the wrong side. So I'm going to be working on the left side here. When we do this, we make sure that the shaft here is on the top side of the headstock and that the cylinder is on the bottom side where it's going to take the tension from the strings. And very carefully fit those back in where you put them originally. Remember, you use these tuners to fit these holes, so it should fit unless you've got a little bit of something in the way. Alright, I'm setting the tuner in place. That's going to give me my spot to drill my holes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark those with an awl. And I suppose you could drill this with this in place, but I'm going to very carefully remove it now. There we go. And because I don't want the guitar to move on me, I'm going to put it into a vise very lightly with some foam or something wrapped around it, and I'll come back in a second. Alright, we're in the vise. It's not too tight, but it's tight enough that I can do this. I've got a screwdriver, and I have a very fine drill bit here. I don't have to go very far. I find my point, my mark, and I drill in a few millimeters. You can really let the weight of the drill do most of the work. Done. Alright, that one's ready to install, so I'll go ahead and do that. Show you that on camera. So we just put it back in its place. Make sure it's good and in there. And then we have these very tiny screws that we don't want to lose, so I'm going to find a good place on the bench here where they won't roll away. I'm going to get a very small screwdriver. These screws are Phillips head, so a very small machine head screwdriver with a Phillips drive on it. And very carefully just screw those in. Feel it's necessary, you could put some graphite or something in the holes, not of the screws but of the cylinders, and that works just fine. If you've done a good job of aligning the holes before installing, you shouldn't have a problem. We're good. Same thing on the other side.